Oh, you're here. Oh, well, in that case, hello, everybody. Oh, you're here because of the stream. Oh, I see. Oh, so you were expecting it. Ah. Yeah. You probably were expecting it. Yes, so hello, Kangafango. Hello, Mr. W. Welcome. Welcome. So, I have not had a chance to do any work on this game. There's just so many other things at the moment that I just didn't have the time. So, we're going to continue where we left off last time. So, yes, we came for the evening performance at 8 o'clock. We up for game dev? Asks Mr. W. Well, I certainly hope you are, because that's what you're going to get. I know it hasn't switched over yet. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm just putting away a thing. Right. Okay. So, by God, I can't wait for tomorrow. Me neither. It is, yeah. If I'm a bit tired today, that's why. Because I've basically spent the whole day preparing stuff, getting it into Roll20. Same as yesterday. Quite a lot of stuff to get done. Yes. I hope that I'll have everything done that is going to be needed. I can't get everything in the game for tomorrow. However, hopefully I can get all the stuff in that you're going to likely need. For example, I will probably not need the Borg yet, so not putting the Borg ships in for tomorrow is probably okay. I mean, if we do end up needing a Borg ship, then I'll just have to make the token on the fly. It'll be fine. Right. By God, don't think I want to be honest. That's the difference. You can buy Gaud in the same way as you can buy Daug. By Gaud, that's confusing. I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone too. Yes, me as well. So, if you're ready, here we are. This is where we left off with our little box with the stairs in it. Going down. So, hopefully it'll work. So, here we are. Yes, this is where we left off. Going into here. It still doesn't work. Every time. No, it doesn't work. That's strange. Usually it works Oh, now it worked. Yes, still haven't had the time to look at that. But yeah, the room that's supposed to be here is not here because of the texture thing. We wanted to do the texture that gets generated so that it generates the room layout depending on where the different pixels on the textures, what they are. You'll see what I mean. Even if it is over a screen. Yes, that is true. Although nothing can compare to face-to-face. Box. True. Too true that. Box. The box, yes. So, I know what you mean. Don't have to explain it. So, we don't need this one. Maze generator. Okay, so maze generator. Okay, let's just make a... Let's just make a predefined map. And then we'll work on actually getting the rooms to generate where the pixels are. And then either between streams or next stream or whenever, I'll work on making the texture being randomly generated. So, let's create a new subfolder in the textures folder. Create a new folder. Actually, no, that was the wrong thing. A create folder. Let's do what did I call? Oh, right, maze. Let's call it mazes. Mazes. Okay. And let's actually use Aseprite for this. That's a bit bright. So let's do, well, let's do 512 by 512. That should work. Background black. Okay, let's save this as, actually no, I need to export this. Export, let's call it maze. Well, let's do test maze 01. That's okay. .png, just to be sure. Output file, that's all fine. Export. Cannot save. Oh, I didn't give a location, that's odd. Well, okay, let's save this first. This is desktop, this is not where I want to be. I want to be Unity Live, Ghostly Venture, Assets, Textures, Mazes, and then in here, let's just save the Aseprite format. So let's do test maze 01. Right, and then let's export this as a PNG. Export. Apparently, I still need to give it its location. Oh, probably because actually, maybe save as works. Nah, it is export. Let's try. Okay, export. Maybe I need to, yeah, this makes sense. Textures, mazes. Okay, export. Now it worked, good. Now I can close this and then open up the, oh, I mistyped it. Well, let's fix that issue. Mazes, maze. I accidentally switched around the letter. Right, so the Aseprite file we don't need anymore. However, we only need we do need the PNG. Right, so good. So how is everyone today? Aseprite, yay! I'm quite good, a bit tired. But I did a lot of stuff, so that's to be expected. Shredez, do you think the UI of Aseprite was drawn with Aseprite? That could very easily be the case, yes. Testmaze.ace, not a link. Test, yes, test. Works, on stream it doesn't, but in here it does. Yeah, it was green. Right. Also, and the not a link was orange, the same as Kango's name. So, I want the center of the maze to be where the entrance is. So I need to put in the guides. So guide, no, not grid. Where are the guides? You should have guides. Are there guides? Show. I'm actually not sure. Preferences? I wonder where the... Not grid. Well, actually, I can just use grid, actually. I suppose that should work as well. Grid settings. So, of course, 256. So, 256 by 256. And there we go. This is the central pixel here. I believe it is... actually, no. Is there one? Okay, well, let's put it... Where does it say the coordinates? Yeah, this is the central pixel right here, this one. So let's just do a little test. I'm just going to do it like just a very small shape, just sort of like this. Right? Save that. Don't worry, the mazes won't get this big. Oh hey, there's a red Mr. W now. Huh. X. Ooh, good, works. Fancy reds. Do you know any way to change the text color so it's not the same as your own one? Don't think you can. Damn. No, we're not building the Milton Valley Railroad today, Mr. W. That will happen tomorrow. Yes, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 1, 2, 8, 1, 5, 6, 5, 12, 10, 24, 20, 48. Trace, that would be something. Huge mazes like that. Yes, but there are two things against that. One, performance, and two, if the mazes were that big, then you'd only ever need to explore one of them, and you'd already eventually find everything that that particular kind of maze has to offer, because there are just so many opportunities for anything to spawn. So it's better if they're smaller, but there's more variety in them, I find. However, that may change. That may change. So, wait, how big is every... How big did we say the rooms are going to be? Oh, right, that's spawned up there, that's fine. Let's see, what is this? So this is... well, if this is 3 meters... Oh, the size doesn't line up, that's a bit annoying. Well, I can just test this with a cube. So if I put in a cube and put the position at -5, -10. Right, so it's 10. So 10 and 10, so it's 20 by 20. Right, I remember now. 20 by 20. Right, so maze generator. So there's it's the Roman large room, northeast, southwest set. Let's just put in the temporary room we have here. And for the maze gen map, let's just load the texture. We've just made it in here. Actually, on this texture, I need to make sure that it's a that it's got no filtering, which means basically filtering is where it smooths out the pixels. Point filter mode means every pixel has true color. You can you don't need to know that much about it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. The rest of it is fine. Let's just put compression to none, just to be sure it doesn't mess with the whites, because we're going to check for a very specific color for white. So for 1111 with alpha, because in Unity colors are normalized, so it goes from 0 to 1, 0 being nothing and 1 being 256, 265, I think. Basically the max color. So yeah, let's see if we can get these to spawn. So no, not that one, that is the wrong one. However, I can just switch over here. Also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is this size okay? Is this size okay? Is it too large, too small? Probably not too large. Nope, 256, not 265. Yeah, right. I know it's only the ways of saying it, because in German you say the last two backwards of that number, and in English you say them forwards. So whether it's 256 or 265, it just, I know which number it was. It's just a bit difficult to say the right way without allocating some thought to it. So, all right. So the size is okay? Yes? Size is okay? Just gonna wait for you to catch up. Yes. Okay, good. So all right, this was tile set. Okay, so this is which tile set to choose. We've only got the one, that's fine. Nice size for nice script. A nice script. Okay. So let's see. All right, this was whether to use a big room or a small room. Right, so we put our code in here. Be right back. That's fine. Okay. Let's put in a for loop. So it's going to scan strap. So for every, so first one, let's do x. So x is equal to 0. If x is less than maze genmap dot width. Is that a, or is it pixel width? Let's just look this up. Texture. Yes, I know the window is bigger. It's fine. It's because I was doing some stuff in Roll20. Yep, it is just width. It is just width. Okay, so that is good. Actually, let's just leave this open because I will probably need the get pixel function. Or is it texture 2D? It may be texture 2D. Sorry. It is texture 2D because here we've got the get pixel function, which we're going to need to read the color of a specific pixel. Is this also width? Yes, it is. Good. Which means I will need to change this to texture 2D. Oh, right, because of this. Width and then x++. Oh, and it didn't even throw it out. That's great. Which means, okay, so this for loop will go through each x pixel from 0 to whatever the width is. So now we need to go through the vertical pixels as well for each x pixel. So on the first one, it will go all the way down, then it'll jump to the one over, then it'll go all the way down, jump to the one over, go all the way down, and then when it finds a white pixel, it needs to place a room at the corresponding location in the real world, or sorry, in the game world. So for int y is equal to 0, y is less than maze genmap dot height. That's right, isn't it? Yes, it is. It is right. Right. Y++, which means I'm going to read chat. Right, bye. It needs to place a corresponding room in the real world. Of course. How else are you going to explore the dungeons? And by dungeons, I mean mazes. Back. Great. I also have one. Welcome back. Yeah. Right. So now it needs to check if the color is white. So let's do if maze gen map dot get pixel, then the position is x and y is equal to color dot white. Then we need to place a room there. So then let's just let's just choose the one we have. So let's just choose, because here, okay, when we put this in, I need to put, because I want different room types, depending on what connections the rooms have. So one for a north, east, southwest connection, one for north, east, south, one for east, south, west, one for south, west, north, one for north, east, one for east, south, one for south, west, one for south, north, one for north, south, one for east, west, one for north, south, east, west. Because I've only got the first one, so this is where all the code will go for that, where we need to check the pixels adjacent to the one where we're currently at and to see which ones of those are white, and then depending on what combination that is, to spawn the correct one of the rooms in the correct list, or array, I mean. However, because we only have this one room, I'm just going to pick that one room. So, let's see. They updated the PogChamp emote again. I have no idea. Shadows, a dungeon. Yeah, I'm in the RPG mindset. Or a maze. You've got one of those? I've got both. Whoa, I had no idea. Huh? Wow. Oh. Much code. Not that much. Not that much. Much code. So, wrong thing. I need to undo that. Right. So let's just place a room. So instantiate. Yes, instantiate. A room from the Roman large room northeast southwest set of index 0, because at the moment we only have 1. Then the position is going to be a new vector 3. The x position is going to be x times 20, because actually, would that make sense? No, I need to translate it differently. So first of all, because this is going to be relative to where the object is supposed to spawn, well, because I'm going to have different types of this, probably, let's make it relative to where the object is that this is running on. So let's spawn it at transform with a lowercase t, transform dot position plus new vector 3. Okay, so let's see. It needs to be x coordinate is going to be x times 20, because each room is not 1 meter by 1 meter, but rather 20 meters by 20 meters, so it needs to be times 20. That's x. Y is not going to be changed, because that's going to be, it's going to use the y of the object that this is running on, because we're adding this to the position, and then z, or z, which is forwards and backwards in Unity, it's going to be y. And yes, I'm using y because that's the y coordinate on the texture. So we're mapping y to z or z. Y times 20. And if you're asking why, it's because the y-axis on Unity is up and down from the point of view that you look at it like this. So if you look at it like this on a texture, up goes this way, x goes, well, that way. In Unity, if you look at it from the side, you look at it the same way. But because I want to map the texture from this like this, I need to convert the y-axis to the z-axis. Some other applications or things switch around which one, so y and z, so they switch around. Like for example, in Blender, z is y, which is actually the way that I prefer it, where z is up and down, y is forward and backward. It depends on which way is the way that you look at it. Such wisdom, I don't remember. Why did they update again? It's been like a day, a literal day. Are you sure? Last time I saw it was on Tuesday in the MP stream. Trains. My bad. So 3 literal days. But I like this one better. Original was the best. Second wasn't fitting at all and looked fake. This one is decent. Bottom emote. Why the hell did they get rid of the original anyway? I read their given reasons, but it seems to have no connection. Honestly, I have no idea. Me neither. I wish they hadn't changed it. Shadows would be nice if each maze that also goes in height. Would be nice if each maze that also goes in height, that there's one ladder room. Well, if I'm going to do it with textures, I could do it with height, where it has a random chance to spawn. So when it generates the texture, I'm going to do it like marching squares, where I'm going to have a few spawners which just move randomly around the texture, placing rooms as they go, so that it has a random chance to place a room that goes up. Well, actually, that goes down a level. Yeah, random room that goes down a level. If it's on the first level, it's on levels below, sorry, it has a chance of going up. Maybe. So then I would need to create I would probably have to have the textures as a list, and then create another texture for every room underneath, and then have the marching squares start, well, have a marching square probably start on where the staircase is going down. Maybe actually using that marching square, so if a marching square hits a ladder room, that it stops, basically it stops, but rather instantiates a new one on the level below at that position, and then continues, maybe even with how many rooms the original one had left. I could store those in an array, that would be fine. And then when I'm spawning the rooms in, if it finds a room with it would have to check the levels below and above as well, so that if it finds a staircase room that goes up to this level, then it knows it has to spawn a room here with a connection. But that makes it complicated on a whole nother dimension, which I want to get the basics in first, and that's the thing I may add later. So, yeah, spawning in at x20, or actually I was reading this, sorry. Right. Interesting, nice, that'd be nice. Yeah, it would. Right, so this should account for the size of the room, but I want the center to be where the staircase is, so I need to add, well actually no, I need to subtract half of the size. Subtract new, actually can I, minus maze gen map, actually no, let's do it in the new vector 3. Negative new vector 3, x is maze gen map dot width, divide by 2. Actually no, let's do times 0.5, that's more efficient. And on the y-axis, y don't need anything. Z we need maze gen map dot height times 0.5f, which should theoretically work, but it'll probably get errors. Yes, get pixel is not accessible. It does not contain a definition. Oh, I must have accidentally pixel, not pixel. Cannot transform vector 3. Where? Oh, right! I didn't finish it. I still need to give it a rotation, so let's just do quaternion dot identity, which is basically rotation 0, the default rotation. Now it should work if it goes well. So let's see if it goes well. Well, I don't know. It didn't. Texture test maze 1 is not readable. Texture memory cannot be accessed. Oh, right. Import site. Oh, of course. Here, the import settings. Here, I need to switch it over to be readable. Where's read write enabled? That's what I need to do. Just so that it can actually read the pixels. It didn't crash. It did spawn rooms. However, it spawned them all the way over there. Oh, I guess. Oh, I know why. Because of. Actually, no, that should. Transform position. Well, okay, let's get rid of this. Yeah, see, this is where it gets annoying, that it's so big. Let's get rid of this. Yes, it will be offset, but let's see if it actually spawns them in. Shouldn't be that far away anymore. But they are, unfortunately. Why are they that far away? Oh, of course. Wait. X. Let's put in here. X, so the X position minus maze, well, let's do space. Minus maze, oh, minus what? Maze map gen map dot width times 20, and then Y minus width times 0.5f, of course, minus maze gen map dot height times 0.5f, and f I'll have to put back there because it's a float, just so it doesn't try to use it as a the decimal point as a thing for the basically, so it works. Where are the rooms? They are, oh well, they're over there then. That, why is it doing that? Are they in the correct order? I do not think, well, actually, I think they are, but this is very weird. Okay, so it spawns at the transformed position plus new vector 3 of x. Oh, right. Maybe it's... maybe it's this thing? Yeah, this is where trial and error comes in. It could be one of those things where it takes the formula in the wrong... Ha! It was! See, it took the formula in the wrong order, in the wrong... what am I trying to say? Yeah, it grouped it wrongly. So you can see that it actually now generates the rooms like I wanted it to. Well, actually, no, it is working. It is working. So, yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. Actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I was thinking that, okay, so in the texture, actually, let's open it up in Sprite. So in the texture here, I was thinking that the entrance is going to be in here, this little one here, this little pixel right there. Actually, I'll make it red so you can see it better. This pixel here. And then the doorway is facing upwards and is then generating stuff like this. However, in here, the entrance is on the other side and it's generating stuff down there. It's basically inverted. So I was thinking that I could just flip this around. But then I thought that if I wanted the rotation of this entrance to be random, then it wouldn't line up. But of course it... well, actually, would it? Well, it would, but I would need to rotate the player as well. So let's just flip it. Let's just flip it. So, well, surely we should just be able to read it the other way around. So let's do is equal to width height, equal to width height. If it's greater than 0, then subtract 1 and subtract 1. This should theoretically work, although the first room may be intersecting with this room. Did that work? Oh, of course it didn't change anything, because it doesn't matter. Of course, now it makes sense. I'm a bit tired. It doesn't matter which position it's on. Because it's the same position, it doesn't matter which way around it reads it. Because it uses the position to spawn in. This would be a lot easier if the text wasn't as big, but it doesn't matter. So it spawns it in at x. Okay, so this is the new vector 3. Actually, couldn't we just times the vector 3 by -1 times -1? If I can do that, that should hopefully flip it. And it did flip it. It did flip it. It worked! Haha! And yes, the one room, this one needs to be a different color. Let's make this one red, because that is the entrance room. So it shouldn't put a room there. So now if you look here, the going down the stairway actually connects to the entrance, and then you can see the rooms are generated like this. Well, let's just explore it in first person. Why not? So let's go in here. Hope that it works. It does. Yeah, so now you can see we can go in here and we fall through the floor because the colliders, apparently I had not applied the colliders to the prefab. Physics, mesh collider. Oh right, that's the wrong thing. Needs to be in the cube. Physics, mesh collider. There we go. Now I need to overwrite the prefab, apply, do that, and then let's go. So let's go in here, hopefully it works. Did not. Now it did. Right, so we can go in here, walk around, you can see there's still the abyss down there. But if you look out there, you can see that it's actually generated. So you can, oh, that's a bit unfortunate. We'll have to deal with that later. But that is part of when I'm going to make the actual rooms that issue the Z fighting. So you can see the layout does work. It does work. You can see you can go over here, and then I can go down these two rooms here, which then puts me in this room down here. So now if I go up one, so up, all the way left, then down to the side, I should be able to go back to where I came from, so going this way. So you can see up, going up, go to the side, one along, then go left, go all the way down, and to the right. And here you can see, there's the entrance. So if I now go up this staircase, go over here, you can see I'm back outside. So that is good. That is good. Right. The next step would be for it to randomly generate a pattern, which maybe we'll get into this episode. But okay. So let's just have some fun with this. So actually no, I need to make perfect pixel perfect turn off. So you can see I can do this sort of thing, make sure they're actually all connected, and then you can see I can do this sort of thing over here, and this sort of thing down here, like this a bit maybe. Make sure these are all connected. Right, now if I save this and then I go into Unity, there will be a noticeable lag when it first spawns, but only very little. And now if I go into here, you can see just how many rooms it spawned. You can see how many it has spawned, and that's only this tiny little bit of the map. So you can see, you get a feeling for how huge this actually is. So if it's 512 times 20, this is over 10 kilometers by 10 kilometers, this map, if each pixel is 20 by 20 meters. So over 10 kilometers, well actually yeah, it is 10 kilometers and 240 meters by 10 kilometers and 240 meters. So that is huge. Yes. So if I it must be to do with the frame rate. It has to be. Right, so if you look in here, you can see all the stuff out there. And yes, at this point, well, the frame rate's actually still holding up. It's actually at about 50 frames a second, and I'm streaming. So you can see all of it down, just stretching all the way to the horizon back there. So yeah, I mean, you could make this into the game. Just this. Just having one exit in this huge maze-like structure with ghosts or stuff chasing you, which there will be, but yeah, that is just not enough for me. That is just not enough for me. Yeah, so you can see it goes all the way over here. And we can walk these corridors for as long as we want. And basically, yeah, as long as we don't get tired of this, we can do this. Actually, that might be good as a thumbnail. So I maximize this and then play. Just something... Oh, that's in the way, that's okay. So just something like this might be a good thumbnail. Maybe something a bit lower down. Something like this, probably. I know the stream's not over, don't worry. So, yeah. Let's just read chat. That'd be nice. Ah, right, of course. Oh, what happened now? Oh, of course. That is so funny. Ah, interesting. Nice. That'd be nice. Nice, thanks. And then, ah, right, of course. Oh, what happened now? Oh, of course. Eh? Ah, oh, strange. Yay! That's such a funny string of chat messages. I can't wait until these rooms have that creepy wet stone brick texture. Some of them will, some of them won't. That creepy texture. Flip it! Yay! What hour is it? It's flippin' invertin hour. Oh, of course! It's because of the position. Yes, of course, that's what it was. Of course, that's what it was. Yay, thankfully it didn't flip the normals. Well, it didn't change the scale of them. It just inverted the position that they're going to be spawned in at. I know, Wink. Shreddies, right, so we go down here. Hopefully it works. Yes, it does. Now let's go in here. Ah! yeah, that was when the collider didn't work, when it didn't have it. Because apparently I hadn't applied it to the prefab before I deleted it. Actually, that's always a surprise. Will it work? Will it not? It will. Shredder is brilliantly crafted and masterfully executed. Oh, well, thanks. Whoa, that's so many. Oof, very big. Oof. It wasn't there. Shredder, maybe if you put it in fixed update? What? Put what in fixed update? Put what in fixed update, do you mean? What do you mean? Put one in fixed update? I honestly don't know what you mean. And actually, let's just make this snake up all the way so you can see just how far up this actually goes. And then let's make it have a corner like this, and then just go all the way up there. One more. Save, and let's just try this. Ah, you can see now it took a little bit longer, but the frame rate's still good. So you can see now the rooms go all the way to the edge, all the way to the corner, all the way up there. You can see this. Right? So going all the way over to this corner of the map. And this is actually the top right corner, and the bottom right corner is twice as far away as from here to the center, because this over there is the central point. So, yes. So this right here is the center. So the other corner of the map, over in that direction, is as far away as this corner is. Yes. Right. What do you mean? Put what in fixed update? What you going to have as an indicator of the right way to go? Well, it depends on what I want to put in these mazes. I want to have dangers in there, so creatures that will steal your your memory shards, ghosts, that sort of thing. But there also needs to be a reward for the players to go in there, a reason why they want to go in there. So I'm not sure that I will have indicators. The mazes won't be that big. They'll probably just be about maybe 10-20 rooms, something like that. And the items that will be found in there are going to be the rewards. If you explore it, then, I mean, the items can spawn anywhere, most of them anyway. So you just need to explore it to find all the items you want, and if you're satisfied with what you've got, you'd rather not want to risk the elevated number of opponents in there, then you can go out. I don't think I will have an indicator. Well, surely there's an exit. Well, the exit is the way you come in most cases. Bus driver arrows on the floor telling you where to turn. Yeah, well, I mean, as long as you turn left at Albuquerque, you'll be fine. I don't know. I was thinking more subtle. Holy smokes, that's a big complex, yeah. A very complex, haha, yep. Huge thing, XD. Shadows, where it teleports the player. No, because it's checking for on-trigger enter, which it is getting. It is getting the on-trigger enter because it's of the debug thing. It is printing it, which means if the player does collide with it, it does register it. What probably is happening is it's teleporting it down there, and then the player's getting teleported immediately back up. That's probably what's happening, but I don't know. I need to do more further testing. So that it doesn't rely on frame rate? No, that's not how it works. Whoa! Oh my, wow. And this a single level? It's not gonna be that big, don't worry. This is gonna take a long time. Shadows, will you have those stone statues in there? Probably, or similar ones. Well, maybe the same ones, I'm not sure. The strikeable ones? Maybe. The Vinny Volcanoes? Haha. Shadows, will the opponents be faster than the player? I think so, yes, but I'm probably going to have it be the same way as in my previous attempt at making this game, which is that yes, the opponents are faster than the player. However, if the player breaks line of sight, they will immediately stop chasing. That's probably the way I will do it. Which also has the side benefit of making the AI much easier to do. Because if the things are chasing after the player, only if they can see the player, then that means there's nothing in the way, so they can basically they can move towards the player and be fine with that. I won't have to worry about obstacle avoidance, that sort of thing, if I do it like that. Plus it gives the player a bit more of a tactical advantage, so to say. Will the player have a stamina meter? I have no idea. Big stretch. A la the Isle? Nah, I'm not sure. Big stretch. And will the player be able to crouch? I am unsure. I don't know. Probably not. Hide away from the opponents behind a crater summit? Probably not. That's gonna give the player too big of an advantage. Kinda like Living Art. Kinda, only in Living Art, the foes, so to say, stop chasing you if you get far enough away from them, most of them anyway. There's one particular exception to that. It isn't depending on line of sight in Living Art. True, only one dimension more. A hide mechanic, that would be great. Well, hide mechanics, so cover mechanics, are very prevalent in sort of first-person games, especially horror games. I kind of want to stay away from that, because it's a bit of a trope, and I'm not sure that it adds anything to this experience. If the player can run behind a column or a wall, and the thing stops chasing, then I think that gives the player more... It's more fun because it's a simpler control scheme, which, in this case, I don't think that cover mechanics are necessary. Yes, hide in a crate, only to find out that there was a ghost in there. Sure is. Oh! Will the opponents be able to chase you out of and into the mazes? Probably not, because I want there to be two distinct levels of threat. Outside is mainly going to be less threatening, but also there are less items for you to get. If you go into these mazes, that's where the really good stuff is hidden, but that's also where more creatures will spawn, more ghosts, and that will be more threatening to the player. Well, to the player's objectives, really, because the player isn't really being threatened. Yes. Shardice, what about using the crouch to get through tight spaces? Why? What does that add? What would that add to the game? Why not just have a door there to go through? What is the benefit of having to crouch to go through a little space rather than just walking through? Why would I need to have that in there? Just like in real life, eh? That's a horror game that deliberately takes the mick out of horror game tropes, especially jump. There's a horror game, alright, especially jump tests. What is it called? Is it called Spooky's Labyrinth or Spooky's Mansion or whatever that's called? Is that the one you mean? Or is it Spooky's... Is it Spooky's Maze? Spooky's Labyrinth? If that's what it's called. Good stuff hidden in mazes. Minotaurs, for example, I hear. Speak for yourself. I'm short enough already. Well, okay. So, should I Spooky's Mansion of Jump Scares, I think. Yeah, that's probably what I thought. Yeah. That's the one I thought. Although I think that game does legitimately get creepy the further on you play. At the beginning, I think it's more... I haven't played it, but from what I've heard, at the beginning it's more... Oh, look, oh, oh, this is just cute. It's not creepy, spooky. But then the further in you get, the more unsettling it feels. And then, no, it does actually get quite creepy, I think. Yep, 5'5". Okay, so let's continue. So actually, yeah, I'll nope, not this. Let's just undo all of that. Actually, let's do one more kind of test with it. So let's use the... Is it G? No, that's not G. Where's it? B? W? No, it's not W. Where is the tool? Is it P? No, that was the wrong one. That's frame rate. Oh, it was R. No, not R. Let's just search for it this way. Oh, Shift B. Let's just try this sort of thing. So let's just try a spray of rooms. So just something like this, just to see what it looks like. So let's just maximize this again so you can see. And there you go. That's what it looks like. That is certainly interesting. I mean, you could make a whole game out of this with these disconnected rooms, and you maybe have a grappling hook that you can upgrade, so you can throw it over, and then you can like almost swing yourself down and down and up, and then you can swing yourself up to another room, and you can maybe upgrade it so you can cover more distances, and that could be this abstract game set on floating rocks in the sky above the clouds, so they're not actually rooms, but actually floating islands. And that, I mean, that could be a whole game in and of itself, completely focused on that idea. And that could be a very fun game. And that's the thing, my trouble with me, I have so many ideas of stuff that I think, oh, that would be great, oh, that could be fun, and then I end up having literally hundreds of ideas of things that I could do and would want to do, and I just don't have the time to do them. So, yeah. Let's just quickly read chat and then I'll continue. XD, this? Yeah, that's it. Looks like it. Alright. There's a mechanic where wooden pictures of cute things pop out of the walls, deliberately taking the mick out of jump scaring. Yeah. Make a face out of it. Okay, sure. Because you want me to. Let's just make a face. With 2 little fangs. And sort of eyebrows as well. Well, let's just make this like that. Let's make the eyes a bit like this. There you can see the face with the fangs. Actually, maybe, well, this wouldn't be that good of a thumbnail because, actually, maybe it would be a good thumbnail. This is another candidate for thumbnail, by the way. So, yeah, you can see that. Right. Alright, you absolutely could. Shadows, yes, put a white pixel at 1632 and another at 98, 54, 102. Nah, why? Why? They put one over there. Actually, no, that doesn't matter because it's not a vertical position. That doesn't work. Next project, the grapple game. That's exactly how I feel. I have these great ideas. I mean, just today I had, well, yesterday, I think it's yesterday, either today or yesterday, I'm not sure. I had this great idea for a trains route and things I could do with session rules, which I'd love to do, but no, I can't. I need to finish stuff before I start new stuff. Shadows, finish Islands of Sky and the Island Wilder Photography game first. Yay! Nose? Sure. Little fangs. There they are. Oh, no, little fangs. Do it, little chompy, and the thumbnail. Shadows, true. Note them down. What, do you mean the ideas? I do, if I have a great idea, then I will note it down. I've got a notebook right there with lots of them in it. But if it's just an okay idea, then I just have so many of them. I don't think that if I would start a new project, I'd want to go back and start an old idea I had. If I've already got so many new ideas, I think one of the new ideas I would much rather pick. There you go, you've got a nose. And so has this face. Shadows, and also finish UFO photographer too. Oh, UFO. Right, I see what you mean. I got it, don't worry. Although that game I finish, sure. It's not even really begun. So right, let us undo all of this. By us I mean me. And well, let's just try and see if we can generate a map. Let's see if we can generate a map. So set pixel should work. Well, let's do it in another function. So let's do void gen maze. And let's call it at the start. Up here. Gen maze. Oops, like that. Rushes to Rushes to camera. UFO photographer? I have not heard of that. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, it is a prototype for a game I started like in 2015 or 14 or something like that. Maybe even before then, actually. No, it would have been probably 2013, maybe. Yeah, I didn't get very far. I was just basically testing some stuff because it was an idea I had for a game, but yeah. The sound of the UFO, I think, was good though. Where is it? Ah, there it is! UFO. Uh-oh. 2013, I think. Yep, pretty sure it was. Yeah, me too. So, let's see if this works. Well, okay. Let's have... Okay. Let's have 3. Is marching square the right word? I'm going to look it up. Marching square. Marching squares graphics algorithm that generates contours for two-dimensional scale filtered. I see. Well, that's maybe not exactly the term. Okay, well, let's just call them wanderer or walkers. Let's call them walkers. That's easier. So okay, let's do this as a variable so we can change it later. So let's do a public int walker count. And then let's do a can I set let's just do a list. Let's just do a list. So let's do public list vector 2 walker positions walk positions is equal to a new list of vector 2s. This should work. And then over here we need to add however many we have. So let's do a for loop. Actually, should we? No, we need to start in the center of it, so that's okay. So let's just do a quick for loop. For int I is equal to 0, if I is less than walk count, then I plus plus, and then we need to add that to the list. So then walker positions dot add, and let's add them to the center of it. So okay, let's just make it so that the size is always 512 by 512. So 512 by 512. There we go. Pixels. Okay. So add at what was it? Right. 256. So at 256 and 256. We'll just add all three of those. So basically, we've got a variable here, an integer, so numbers without decimal point, and an empty list of walkers. When we generate a new maze, we go through a for loop, and then for each iteration of the for loop, in each iteration of the for loop, we add a new walker at the center of the map, which is the... Actually, should that be the center? No, it needs to be one further up, actually. Yes, it needs to be one further up, that's right. Because if we look back here, the center of the map is the red pixel. That is where the entrance is. So if all the walkers start here and generate out, it could be that they all generate this way down here, and then the doorway would just lead into nothingness. So we need to start them up here. Actually, let's do blue. So actually, let's do a bit of a, well, let's do green. So we need to start them up here so that there has to be a connection from the entrance, no matter if they generate up or left or right. They won't be able to generate down because they'll see this pixel, see that it's red, and won't be able to generate into it. So that is good. So, right. Let's overwrite. Actually, yeah, well, let's do this. We can have both. I was thinking about, because at the moment, we've got it so that I can put a texture into the maze gen map variable, and then it will use that texture to place the rooms like we've been doing so far. When it generates the map, the layout, it will have to make a new texture, a blank one, and generate from that. I was thinking of removing it maybe, but we can just do both. We can just make it so that if the maze gen map variable is empty, if there's no texture in it, then it will generate its own random map. If we put a texture in it ourselves, a layout, then it will use that instead. So let's just do if maze gen map is equal to null. And then if that is true, so if it doesn't have a value, if it's empty, then we'll generate the maze. So over here, let's just firstly, well, that's fine. Let's yeah, let's do it at the very top. So maze gen map is equal to new texture 2D, and we'll need to give it some parameters. So let's do 512 by 512. Okay, and we need to do it one higher. So let's start them off at 257. So at 256 by 257. So in the x-axis, it's going to be in the center. On the y-axis, it's going to be 1 up, which is where the door is. And then we need a room count. So let's do public int room count. Let's just set this as a default value to maybe, let's just do 20 for now. Well, let's do 15. Right, so now this is where the interesting bit comes in. So we need to loop through however many things we need to generate. Actually, no, we need to do this separately for each. Actually, should we? Okay, here's a question. Should we make it so that each walker has its own amount of rooms to spawn? Or should we make it so that there's a total amount of rooms to spawn, which the walkers then share between each other? How should we do that? I know that you probably can't answer it, but I'll read chat and maybe you do have an answer for it. Yep, pretty sure it was. Yep, that was the zzz. Yeah, I know what you mean. I didn't say uh-oh, I said uh-huh. Uh-huh. As yes, as oh, uh-huh, as that already. We're back. Probably already back. Yeah, I know you're back. Rightio, bye then. See you soon. Back. Welcome back. You know when there's a game you like, but no one else does? Oh. What game do you mean? If you have a specific one in mind. While the player was at the helm of his galley of the sky, while the player was at the helm of his galley of the skies, he heard a familiar sound, and this time it was blastingly loud. The unidentified object had spawned right next to him. Ah! The player rushed downstairs. Which one? Which one do you mean? Many. Or one at least. Name one. 8TQ. Oh, 2, I see. Dark Souls 2. Yeah, well, I don't like games with violence in them as a rule most of the time. So, yeah. That would be... what would be the benefit? What would be the benefit? What would the benefits be, I say? Because it jumped. That's why. Well, it's really more of we do this thing or that thing. Alright, I'm sure there's loads of people who like it that. And Shadow the Hedgehog especially. Not too familiar with that. Nah, the community refused to acknowledge its existence. Yeah, I know, it was just comment. What? What about these chaps? Ah, the subreddit, Discord, that subreddit for Dark Souls 2, apparently. So, okay. Okay, so how should we do this? Okay, I'm going to give each walker its own room count. So let's do walker room count. In which case, let's do, well, let's stick with 15. We can change it later. So for each, let's int I again, which we can do because it doesn't exist yet in this localization because it's not within the other loop, is less than walker, actually. No, we can just use the one up here. We don't need to have another separate for loop for this. I don't do social media, but it's glad to know some people like it. And this. Okay, so for each walker, we need to loop through however many rooms we want to spawn. So for okay, so if we're going to handle each walker separately, so we're going to loop through, we're going to do one walker for its entire lifetime, then we're going to do the next walker and the next walker, however many we have, then I can just reset the room count ticker, which should be okay. So let's create a new int here to keep track of this. So int, let's do r is int r. Actually, no, let's call it placed rooms, just to make it a bit clearer. So then for each, okay, well, no, let's just do int. Actually, should we? I don't even need this. I can just have this in the for loop. So for int placed rooms is equal to 0, and then int, actually no, then placed rooms is less than, if it's less than walker room count, then I need to do placed rooms plus plus. And now we need to do the check. Okay, so actually, right, we're not going to count the first room, so I can just set this. Right, okay. Sorry if I'm a bit going back and forth a bit. So since the first room is the one that connects to the stairway that leads down into the maze, it always needs to be there, so we don't need to count that as one of the rooms. So I'm going to set that pixel white manually because it always has to be white. It has to be a room, and then which means that we can then start off by moving the walkers around as soon as we can. So let's do, we've set it to a new texture, then do maze genmap.set pixels, I don't know, set pixel, I think is the correct one. Set pixel at 256 by 257 to color.white. That should work. We'll debug this for errors later. I just want to get the actual logic in down first. Okay, so place rooms, that's fine. So then, okay, well, we need, okay, we need to choose a direction to go. If that direction has a red square, so one we can't build in, then we'll just reset it back to where we were. So let's store this in a temporary variable. So let's do vector2 last position, is equal to new vector 2. Actually, no, we don't need to set this because we don't need to amend it, we just need to set it. That should work. So here, we need to choose a random direction. So let's do this with a random number generator. So if random dot range between 0 and 5, because again, with integers, it's exclusive. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Is it? 0, 1, 2. No, actually 4 is correct, sorry, because it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Right, of course, so we need 4. That's okay. If random range between 0 and 4 is equal to... Actually, no. Let's do it another way, because this way it makes more sense otherwise. So let's move it around. So let's do int r is equal to this random range thing, and then if r is equal to 0, it means we're going to move up. So let's do a comment, move, let's just do up, move up, just like this, so it's a bit easier to see. Let's just do it like this, why not? Okay, so we're going to move up here, which means that... Okay, so this is already the first walk we have. So this means that walker positions and then index of I, which if you look up, actually let's do W, why not? Because W makes more sense here. W for walker. So because this is all happening for every walker, so this whole block happens for every single walker. So for every walker, we just go in here, then we set it to its starting position, and then for as long as it's not placed all of its rooms, we're going to loop through this until it has placed all of its rooms, and then we're going to go to the next walker and run all of this. So if it's not placed all of its rooms, then we need to set a random direction to move in. If it's 0, we're going to move up. Send walker.positions w, index of w, plus equals new vector. Actually, no, we can do dot y plus plus, because it's not the position, we're just actually modifying the vector. So we can just do y plus plus, that should make sense. Right, we're going to move 1 up. Now, we've moved 1 up. Actually, no, we need to save the position first. So let's do last pos is equal to walker positions index w. So we're going to save the current position in this buffer variable, last pos, and then we're going to move up 1 pixel, and then we need to test if we are currently in a red pixel. So if, actually that's a good point, we need to set the red pixel as well. So we've set the white pixel, the first one, but we also need to set the red one. So one below needs to be color dot red. Right, so then if maze genmap dot get pixel at the current walker's positions, so walker positions index of w, sorry, index of w, if this is equal to color.red, then we need to reset our position. So we need to do walker positions index of w, so the current one we're at, is equal to last pos. So if we're above the x, we try to move, well, if we're below the x, we try to move up, then it's going to see, oh, we've moved into a red square, we need to go back down. Actually, we don't need to have this in here. We can just put this outside. So actually, let's do it like this. Let's set the, because I'm trying to avoid having duplicate code. So we're going to set the last position up here instead. And then after we've chosen a random direction, then we can have all of this down here, because this actually doesn't depend. So this down here, checking if we were in a red pixel or in a white pixel or whatever, doesn't depend on which direction we've moved in. So we don't need to have it specific to which direction we've moved in, which means we are going to need to, we don't need to have a duplicate. So let me just read chat. I'm sure there's a larger fan base for those games than there is one for OMSI 2, for example. Just need to find the people. I just want a video detailed on why people don't like the letter. Dang it. Anyway, enough of that. Alright, would make for a good t-shirt. Logic first, debug later. Yeah, it would actually. No bugs, only features. Well, if it doesn't run at all, if it just throws errors up, that's not really a bug, that's it just breaking, it's not a thing. Actually, also, forgot the semicolon again. That would be also a good t-shirt, yeah. Also what? Also that as a t-shirt. What is it about the semicolon? And also, / no comment. Yeah, that would be interesting as well. Say what about the W? Yeah. What about the W? There, I said it. Damn you. You know, I do actually really like yew trees. Did you know that yew trees can actually grow thousands of years old? It's amazing. If you ever get the chance, if you're at all interested in trees, research yew trees. Spell it like that, Y-E-W. Yes, I think that's correct. They are amazing. Yes. Index of Darblage. I swear, we're not going to be able to chat after lockdown because the endless barrage of puns will make me age 10 times the normal rate. Aww. Yes, exactly. Wouldn't it go the other way? I've heard puns make you younger. We shall see. Alright, we shall indeed. These. You. Texus Bacata. Oh, is that the actual... Yeah, there we go. Yes. So, okay. So if we get a 0, we move up. Else if we get 1, so if r is equal to 1, let's move... Well, let's actually do it like this. Well, one more, just so they're all nice and lined up. Move. Let's do right. So let's just go clockwise. So if we move right, then walk positions index of w dot x plus plus. Else if r is equal to 2, we need to move down. So walker positions index of w dot y minus minus. Oh, I forgot the semicolon there. Haha. And then else if r is equal to 3, which will be the maximum it can have because it's an integer random generator, so it's exclusive, so it's the maximum number minus 1, which is 3. Move needs to be going left, so left. Then walker positions dot actually index of w dot x minus minus, which means now we've got all of the directions. So we need to go in a random direction. If we hit a red pixel, we're going to go back to where we are, and here's the important bit, because we could not place a room here, we need to subtract 1 from the placed rooms variable. So if you look up here, we've got placed rooms is equal to 0. And then if placed rooms is less than however many rooms each walker is supposed to place, we add 1 to it and run through the loop, which means this loop will run for however many rooms we need to place. But if we run into a red pixel, then we can't place a room, so then we need to decrease this by 1 again. So then let's go here and do placed rooms minus minus. Right. Let's next check if the else if we run into a white pixel, because a white pixel means there's already a room there, so there's no need in us painting that white pixel white again, because we won't put a new room in which case we can keep our position, because we can have intersections. So if you've got a rooms here, you place a room there, place a room there, you can, one of the walkers is supposed to cross over, so go here and then go over to the other side. So we don't need to reset its position back to where it was, like with the red pixel. So if we go else if maze genmap.get pixel walker positions index of w is index of w is equal to color dot not width white. It said that, yeah, white. Then we just need to do placed rooms minus minus, but we can keep our position. Okay, so this, all right, else. Let's just do else if, so we technically don't need this. Let's just do, so it checks if it's actually black. So if maze genmap.get pixel walker positions index of w is equal to color dot black, then we need to do maze genmap.set pixel at our current position, so walker positions index of w to color dot white. And then this loop will run until we've placed as many rooms as we need to. So it will walk random directions until we've placed enough rooms that we need to. Then it will, then after this whole thing, this for loop will tick over to the next walker, which will then start at the position that we're at currently. Also at the beginning again, and then walk again, which means that actually, okay, here's the thing we may do in the future, because at the moment each walker starts at the beginning of the map, so of the maze. So where you enter the maze, that's where where it's supposed to split off. Of course it won't split off there, because if they go in the same direction, then the later walkers will just walk over white tiles and won't place any rooms until they reach the end or branch off. But the likelihood is that it will branch off closer to the beginning. A thing that I could do to make the maps more varied is so that maybe have it random, either start off at the beginning, or for every walker after the first one, select a random white pixel that a walker has already walked along, and then use that as the starting position, which means that if one walker walks up like this, so if this is the beginning here, one walker walks up like this, the second walker won't start from down here again, but rather could start up here and then walk like that, or start from here and walk like that over up here, which might make it more interesting, but that is getting too complicated for now. Let's just keep it like this. So it does all of that stuff, changes the pixels. Do I need to apply the texture? I may need to apply the texture. Is that a thing here? Is there an apply? Aha. Actually apply all the previous set pixels. Haha. Yes, apply. There we go. told you that was a thing we would need to do. I'm glad that I remembered that this is a thing, that we actually need to apply the changes to the texture, otherwise it won't stick. And we can do this after the for loop. So after every walker has placed all of the rooms that it'll place, we can do maze gen map dot apply. That is, yeah, apply, and that should actually apply to the texture, which will then exit the function. It will exit gen maze, which will then return us back to up here, which is where it will go through the pixels of the texture and then place the rooms in place. So let's see how many errors we get. No overlay method for add takes 2 arguments. Really? 52. Line 52. Oh, of course. It's a vector 2, so we can't just add the coordinates. We need to actually add a new vector 2 and then do this. That's probably what it means. Cannot modify the return value of list vector 2 int so variable. Oh, 61. That's a different thing. Oh, so we can't do it like this. Oh, that is interesting. Well, then let's just do plus new vector 2, and let's just do it like this. This is x plus 1 on the x-axis, so like this. Minus 1 on the y-axis, so like this. Minus 1 on the x-axis, so like this. Let's see if that works. Only assignment, call, increment, decrement, wait, statement. Let's see, why isn't that what this is? This is a vector 2, correct? Yes, it is. Well, we can maybe change, so is equal to walk positions index of w plus that thing. So that might be what we need to do. Yes, that works. 73. Get pixel, no overload for get pixel takes 1 argument. Oh, so we can't just input, I see. Get pixel, we can't just input a vector 2, we need to input the value separately, so that's fine. .x, and then walker positions index of w dot y. So like this, which means we'll have to do the same down here, and down here? No, this one, set pixel, should work. 73. Where is it? Cannot convert float to int. Oh, of course, because, yeah, vector 3 has int, so we can just do... can't I just do dot to int? Doesn't it just work like this? Or is this something I'm misremembering? Nah, it's not to int. Maybe it's, oh, well, maybe I can do, oh, it's like this, int, no. Okay, well, let's check it, it's gonna be faster anyway. So let's do to int, not to in, to int. Let's just look at the int namespace. If that is indeed, oh, that's not in here, it's in the C# thing, so C# int. Here we go. this should have what I need, right? Integer types. Maybe 2int. Int.parse is not what I need. No. Okay, I'm just gonna use mathf.round. That will make it a bit easier. That will make it a bit easier. So mathf. Well, let's actually use floor. Why not? And then I can copy this whole thing. That should work. Cannot convert from float to int. Huh. Okay, well, let's just see if someone's maybe already... Let's just see if there's a form thing for this. I know there is a way, I just can't remember it. C# float to int. Convert float to int. Stack overflow. Let's see. Somewhere, here we go. Int to this one. Oh, so like this so I need, right, I can try to cast it. I can try to cast it as an int. That should maybe work. So if I do just redo all of this. So if I try to cast it as an int, would that work? No. That is strange. Let's just read a bit more. That is the actual error. I cannot convert float to int. Okay. Wait, is this... Oh, convert dot whatever. Oh, this is the text namespace, we don't need that. Oh, it might just be as int. It could just be as int. Let's try that. As int. I thought there was something back there. So that might work. The operator must use reference type or multiple type. Nope, that does not work. Maybe we can just cast it as int like this, so without having to floor it. Maybe that will work. Int. But let's just try it in one. Nope, that does not work. Ah, floor to int. Aha, that might be it. So if I do mathf.floor to int, so that might actually convert it to an integer instead of just getting rid of the decimal point, but leaving it as a float. That seems to have worked. Right, so now copy that, paste that in there, paste that in there. Okay, error at 82. What's the error? No load method for set pixel takes 2 arguments. Oh, right, of course, because the position. Of course. Actually. That's strange, because up here... Oh! Right, we have to give them in separately. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry. It's fine. So, floor... No. Math f dot floor to int this dot x, and then math f, well, comma, math f dot floor to int walker positions w dot y. Now will it work? Oh, I think it will work. It loads. Does not mean that it will necessarily work, but it may. Let's just try it. I need to remove the texture first, because otherwise it shouldn't even go into that. So let's try this. Interesting. That is not what I expected. Why is walk positions empty? Oh, walk count is empty, of course. Haha. We need 3 walkers. Okay, so if we've got... Okay, I need to go through this again. I know it. That should have worked, actually. Gets in position. If the pixel at this corner is red, then do that. If it's black, set it to color of white. And apply. Well, can we actually see this texture? Oh, well, that's strange. Maybe it's the filter mode. Maybe it is the filter mode. A new texture. Oops, not like that. Maze map dot filter. Actually, let's just look at it in here. Is there a filter mode? Is it a function or is it? No, it's just a variable. Dot filter mode. So if we do maybe filter mode dot point, will that work? Filter mode is equal to filter mode dot point, like that. Does that work? Oh, maybe that works. Let's see what changes. Okay, let's look at the texture again. It has set it to point, so that is good. However, it's all white. That's okay. Well, I see. Okay, well, let's set it to black first. Maybe that will help. So let me rechat. 1,600 years old, this one. Astonishing. Raycast, I am speed. Hits red pixel. They've defeated me again. Fades out. Here's a question. Which one... Sorry, what's that? Here's a question. Which one of these would you rather have in your back garden? Yew, conifer, or elm? It depends. If there are kids around, like if I had children, like young children I mean, then probably a conifer or an elm, because the seeds of the yew tree are poisonous, and I would trust my kids not to do that. I would tell them it's poison. I would trust them not to do that, but just to be safe, I probably would not like poisonous seeds to be laying around outside, because maybe, what if we're out in the garden eating something drops on the ground, they pick it back, like something moist drops, maybe a sliced apple, maybe drops on the ground, they pick it up and eat it. What if a few of those seeds are sticking to the outside of that? We'd have to go to a hospital, go to the emergency room, probably. I'm not sure exactly how poisonous they are, but that could be a case. So in that case, it would probably you have a conifer or an elm. If that is not the case, then I think that I would say a yew tree. Well, yew tree or conifer, one of the two. I'm probably blowing it out of proportion, but it's a thing that could be avoided, so why not avoid it if I have the choice? Apply, yay! Oh, of course! New vector 2, yeah, I've used those before too. Forgot they were a thing then. Alright. It might, not sure. Never heard of toInt before. It doesn't. Mathf, yay! Convert.toInt. Oh? As int? As if. Right. As int. Oh! It seems to have worked. To have worked. Alright, separately. Oh, hello Chris. You've joined in. Welcome. Hiya. How are you? Good. Hey Chris, hello. Tomorrow I'm going to a model railroad shop to buy my first model engine. Oh, that is great. Congratulations. Do you know what you're going to get yet? I would be very interested in hearing that. I don't have any model engines. I have wooden ones. Old wooden railway ones, but no model engine. I would love to have a model locomotive, but I have more important things for money right now. Lovely. What are you buying? Do you already know? I saw a 482. Maybe that. Oh, very interesting. Right, that makes sense. Hey, thanks. I also saw a Bumblebee loco from D&RGW. Sounds great. Yes, it does. Very exciting. If you'd like to take a few photos of that and post them on the Discord server, then I'd love to see them. Right, so we need to do another for loop. I know we've got a lot of for loops. Basically, I just want to set every pixel of the texture to black. Maybe that's what's causing the issue. It shouldn't do, but maybe. It's a thing that I've realized is going to be an issue. So let's just do int x is equal to 0, x is less than, for safety, let's just do mazegenmap dot width, then x plus, and then for every x position we'll do int y is equal to 0, y is less than mazegenmap dot height, then y plus, and then for each one of these we need to do mazegenmap dot set. Actually, wait a minute. Could I use set pixels for this? Set pixels sets a block of pixels. Maybe. Oh, it's an array, I see. Yeah, it uses an array. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to do it. I'm probably just going to go through the for loop. So set pixel at x and y to be color dot black. Then let's see if that actually changes anything. Well, it gives an error because I've got the semicolon, and then let's see if that actually changes anything, or if it's still, it should actually update the map at the very least. Ah, it worked! I think. Has it? Has it? I think it's just about working. Although, I don't think we actually need to do the offset here, because, right, we don't need to do the offset because 0, 0 is the new place, it's not the staircase. Although, then again, why is that giving an issue? Ah, no, this one. I need to do this one lower. Of course, haha, because, yeah, the one that it's not supposed to go in, it was basically all shifted up one. So I've shifted the ones it's supposed to set white, where it's supposed to start at, down one, but it didn't shift the red one down one, so it didn't work. But now it should work. It should work. We should not get them in the entrance either. So you can see there's none in the entrance, and they... apparently they are very aligned? Is that just randomness? Alright, it's probably because each one spawns 15 rooms. You know what? Let's change the number of walkers we have to 1, just to see how it works. So this is what it does. Do we have 15 rooms? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, actually 16. Of course, we have 16 because the first one doesn't count as a room because we have to have that there. So it did generate 15 rooms, so that worked. But it generated them in kind of a blob fashion, which I'm not that big of a fan of. Although this looks more interesting. Yeah, see, this is more the sort of thing I wanted. It generates like this. But then again, we do get stuff like this. Let's just do the room count to, let's just do 500. Let's see what it does. It should take a little while to load because it has to go through the loop each time, but there we go. So that is 501 rooms with the one in the middle. So that is 501 rooms, 1 walker. So you can see it kind of went around here, but then it wandered off in that direction. If we generate this, actually we can look at it from the bottom. That's even better. So if we look at it from the bottom, the thing's not going to be in the way. So maximize tab. There we go. This is another 500 room 1. Another one. Another one. Another one. And these are quite interesting, but these are way too big, and I don't like all of this blobbiness of it, which I guess is inherent to the randomness. Yeah, this is, I mean, if for a cave, this would be quite interesting to have this connected through this little bit here and then going up this way, but you're not going to notice all of this layout, at least not with the rooms. Maybe if I add a cave type later, I could make it so that if it's connected like this, if it's connected on all 8 sides, that it just doesn't have walls, so it's just got a ceiling and a floor, so that these would actually be open areas. That could be very interesting, but this I'm not convinced by. We may have to do some stuff where when it changes direction, there is a counter for how many tiles, how many times it has to move in that direction before it gets to change direction again. But then, actually we could randomize it so that between 1 step and maybe 5 steps, so one time it could go 5 steps up, then 3 steps over, then 2 steps down, then 4 steps over, then 5 steps down, so that it gets more of a, I mean, we're not going to have that many rooms in here anyways, probably. So I want to test it with multiple walkers. So not 500 rooms for each one. Let's do 100 rooms, but 5 walkers. Let's see what that does. Well, it looks pretty much... here we can see a difference. You can see here it went up here a narrow bit, and here went down a narrow bit. And these narrow bits are where the individual walkers have ended. And we do get the correct amount of rooms, because if it tries to build a room on one where there already is a room, it will move there, but it won't count as it having placed a room. That actually looks like a guy with 2 feet. Like you can see the head up there, and then you can see the body and maybe a hand over there, and then 2 feet like that. That is amazing random generation. Actually, I'll take a screenshot of that and maybe post it in Discord. Actually, let's turn gizmos off. That I can do that anyways. That's amazing. There we go. Yeah, I mean, this is interesting designs. These are interesting designs, but not that useful, because if I go back to a more actually, well, let's just push it. Let's do 1,000 rooms. So let's do, instead of, well, yeah, okay, let's do 200 rooms per walker with 5 walkers. So there we go, 1,000 rooms. There we go. And so far we haven't hit the edge of the texture yet. There would actually be an error, probably, if we hit the edge of the map. But so far we haven't. Oh, that looks like a map of Great Britain. Right, so this does all look very interesting, but it is not what I'm after. Let's just do a more realistic generation. So let's do, well, let's say we want 20 rooms in total. Well, let's do 30 rooms, it's easier that way. 3 walkers, each walker gets to make 10 rooms. So let's try this. We should get 31 rooms counting the entrance one. Yeah, this sort of thing is much more what I want. Well, for the beginning anyway. Maybe I'll have more intense stuff later on. Yeah, so this sort of layout is what I want. What do you say? Let's explore one. Let's just explore one of them. And then we'll have to end the stream. Does it work? Yes, it works. Good. Yeah, so there are still gaps in it, obviously. Wait, actually, what kind of design is this? Oh, this is not too bad. Yeah, so this is the entrance. Everybody remember where we parked. So, yeah. You see, you don't really see the layout of it like this, but it will add a lot to it. Especially when, for example, in this case, there is only a connection on that side and on that side. So the type of room it will choose will only have connections on those 2 sides. So it may just be a corridor connecting this, or it may just be one room with these 2 sides. Or it could be, if I do end up doing the small rooms as well, I may not. I may just have several rooms that by design are small, but maybe I will, so where would be 9 small rooms, like tiny rooms you'd go through, and then, but that might just be more disorientating, which I may not necessarily want. But yeah, then you can go along this bit, and then along this bit, and I think we've reached, actually where are we at the moment? Where's the player? The player is, oh yeah, we're in there, we're up there, we're basically at the edge of it. So yeah, let me read chat. Oh. It says not found. Oh, right, because of that link did not work. It says not found. Maybe this one will work. Oh, that one. Ah, that looks nice. Looks a bit plasticky, but it does look nice. It does look nice. Yeah, it does look like one of those from the very old Trains trailer, yeah. Nice consolidation. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yay, it worked. Oof, lay. Whoa. Time to explore it. Oh, it's resetted. Facebook. Here's the Facebook of the shop of Model Railroad I'm going. These are the photos of what he sells. Let's just have a look at that. Interesting. Can't have a look at all of them because I don't want to accept the terms that you have to click accept all with or accept with that. I don't want to do that if I don't have to. But that looks nice. Nice. Yes, randomized. Whoa, that's creepy. The one after the guy looked like an Ambelisaurid skull. Oh, I see you. You mean the ones like that have Carnotaurus in them. Interesting. Flat face. Imagine if one of the random generations spelled out a word, e.g. obey. That would be interesting. However, it would have to be in what do you call it? But it'd have to be connected, basically. No. Thyme, just to let you know. Thank you very much, yes. Thyme? Nah, I prefer rosemary. Knew it. But yes, you're right. Remember where we parked. Brilliant. Was it in level C or in level B? All of these cars look alike. Shadows, you should also have corridors. Yeah, I should. Yeah, the terms. Yes, Carnotaurus is an Ambelisaurid. Right. So with that, let me quit this. Quit. Let me quit this. Let me quit. Well, let's quit this as well. Don't need that anymore. Some Transport Fever 2 video in the background there. Let's go over to this, and actually it's a bit hot in here. I need to open the window. 1 second. 1 second. There we go. It is open. It is open. Actually, oh right, this one. Sorry. Right. So, this. I know what Carnotaurus is. You don't need to show it to me. I know you're showing it to other people as well, but not to me. You don't need to show it to me. Right. So, that is the stream finished. I think we've got quite a lot of work done today, actually. I really feel like we've made good progress, a lot more than we usually do. So yes, I'm happy with this. I'm actually quite happy with this. So, shout-outs. Yes, shout-outs. If you want to leave now, that's fine. Did have to listen to this, but if you want to, it's good. Kango Fango does lovely stuff on Sundays on Twitch. OMSI2 map development, Trains map development. He's alternating it with driving American Truck Simulator, Extreme Truckers 2. Recently he's also driven a Euro Truck Simulator with a winter mod, very nice. Also Slovak Eagle, who hasn't been here because of stuff and his internet and things, but he's also streams when he can trains, driving games. Also, last thing, have a look at a trains map called Central Europe. It's free, always free. Version of it is on the DLS. It aims to simulate, well, Central Europe, albeit scaled down, but still huge. It's Slovak Eagle's part of that, as well as the Branded K on Twitch. Brand, Swedar, Mika, Zefek, they're part of that. A few others as well, I think, but I haven't got the full list here. But have a look at that anyway if you want to. I don't really like to drag this out too long because I know that that can get annoying. So I'll just end it here after I've already finished. Right. So, sitting. If I sit like this, too tall. So if I lean back, that's much better. That is better in the view. So, Dos Taco 2. Right. Dos Taco. You can see it in chat there. There. So yes, thank you. Thanks for the stream. Was lovely. I agree. So, thank you all very much for watching. This stream will be archived. And Dos Does touch cool. Oh, does touch cool. Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah. It sounded a bit weird before. Right. So, bye. Thanks, yeah. Bye.